What if I told you that the very place you've been taught to keep your money safe could actually be making you poorer every single day? It sounds strange, doesn't it? After all, since childhood, we've been told to save money. We've been told that putting money into a savings account is responsible, wise, and financially smart. Parents teach it. Schools encourage it. Banks promote it. Financial institutions advertise it. And on the surface, it seems logical. You deposit money into a savings account. The bank keeps it safe. In return, the bank pays you interest. Your money grows over time. Simple. Or at least, that's what most people believe. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your savings account may be growing in numbers while losing value in reality. The amount of money you see on your banking app might increase slightly each year, but what that money can actually buy could be decreasing much faster. In other words, you feel richer because the number is bigger. But in reality, you're becoming poorer. And the scary part? Most people don't realize it's happening. Today, we're going to uncover one of the biggest financial illusions affecting millions of people around the world. We're going to explore how savings accounts really work, why banks love your deposits, what inflation is secretly doing to your money, why many savers lose wealth without noticing, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself. By the end of this video, you'll never look at a savings account the same way again. Let's begin. Section 1. The Savings Account Myth. For decades, the savings account has been marketed as the foundation of personal finance. The message is simple. Save money. Build security. Earn interest. Become financially stable. And to be fair, savings accounts do serve an important purpose. They provide liquidity. They provide safety. They provide easy access to cash. If you need money for an emergency, your savings account is usually the first place you turn. So what's the problem? The problem begins when people confuse saving with growing wealth. These are not the same thing. Saving preserves money. Investing grows money. Many people spend years putting money into savings accounts believing they're building wealth. But they're actually just storing wealth. And sometimes they're not even doing that successfully. Imagine placing a bag of rice in a storage room. 10 years later, you still have the same bag of rice. You didn't grow it. You didn't multiply it. You simply stored it. That's essentially what happens when money sits in a low-interest savings account for years. It remains there. But while it sits, the world changes. Prices rise. Costs increase. Purchasing power falls. And gradually, silently, your money loses strength. The tragedy is that most people never measure wealth in purchasing power. They measure it in account balances. And that's exactly why the illusion survives. Section 2. What is purchasing power? Let's imagine you have $100 today. That $100 can buy certain goods and services. Maybe groceries. Maybe fuel. Maybe transportation. Maybe a few meals. Now imagine 10 years pass. You still have that same $100. Are you equally wealthy? Not necessarily. Because wealth isn't determined by how many dollars you possess. It's determined by what those dollars can buy. This concept is called purchasing power. Purchasing power is the true value of money. If prices double, your purchasing power gets cut in half, even though your money hasn't disappeared. You still see the same amount, but it no longer has the same strength. Think about things your parents used to buy years ago. Food, rent, school fees, transportation, housing, Almost everything costs more today. That's because money loses purchasing power over time. And once you understand purchasing power, you'll understand why many savers are losing money without realizing it. Section 3. The silent thief called inflation. Inflation is one of the most misunderstood concepts in finance. At its simplest, inflation means rising prices. When inflation occurs, goods and services become more expensive. The same amount of money buys fewer things. Imagine a loaf of bread costs $1 today. If inflation pushes the price to $2 in the future, your money now buys only half as much bread. Your money didn't disappear. Its value declined. Inflation acts like a hidden tax. Unlike regular taxes, nobody sends you a bill. Nobody asks for payment. Yet every year, inflation quietly takes purchasing power from your savings. And because it happens gradually, many people don't notice. A few percent this year. A few percent next year. A few percent the year after that. Over decades, the damage becomes enormous. Inflation is one of the greatest enemies of long-term savers. And unfortunately, savings accounts often fail to keep up. Section 4. Why banks love your deposits. Have you ever wondered why banks encourage you to save money with them? The answer is simple. Your deposits are valuable to the bank. When you place money into a savings account, the bank doesn't lock it inside a vault forever. Instead, much of that money becomes part of the banking system. Banks use deposits to support loans and other financial activities. They earn profits from these activities. Meanwhile, they pay savers a relatively small amount of interest. Think about that for a moment. Your money helps the bank generate income. The bank may earn significantly more from using your deposits than the interest it pays you. That's not necessarily unfair. It's part of how banking works. But it does explain why banks are eager to attract deposits. Your money is an asset to them. The question is whether your money is working hard enough for you. Section 5. The dangerous math of savings. Let's look at a simple example. Suppose your savings account pays 2% interest annually. Sounds positive. Your money is growing, right? Now imagine inflation is running at 5%. What happens? Your account balance rises by 2%, but prices rise by 5%. You gained 2%. You lost 5%. Your real return is negative 3%. In practical terms, you became poorer. Not because money left your account, but because your purchasing power declined. This is where many savers get trapped. They focus on nominal returns. That's the number shown by the bank. What really matters is real returns. Real returns account for inflation. And when inflation exceeds your interest earnings, your wealth is shrinking. This happens more often than many people realize. Section 6. The illusion of safety. Most people consider savings accounts completely safe. And in one sense, they are. Your balance doesn't fluctuate dramatically. You won't wake up to see a 20% drop like you might in the stock market. But safety has two dimensions. Safety of principal and safety of purchasing power. A savings account may protect your principal, but it may fail to protect your purchasing power. That's a critical distinction. Imagine locking an ice cube inside a secure box. The box protects the ice cube from theft, but it doesn't stop it from melting. Likewise, a savings account protects money from being stolen, but it doesn't necessarily protect it from inflation. And over time, inflation can be incredibly destructive. Section 7. Why most people don't notice. If savings accounts make people poorer over time, why don't more people realize it? The answer lies in psychology. Humans think in nominal terms. We see bigger numbers and assume progress. If your balance grows from $10,000 to $10,500, you feel richer. But most people never ask an important question. Can this money buy more than before? That's the real test. Because wealth isn't measured by numbers. It's measured by purchasing power. The problem is that inflation is invisible. You don't receive a notification saying, "Congratulations, your money just lost 3% of its purchasing power." Instead, you notice small price increases. A little more for groceries. A little more for transportation. A little more for rent. Individually, they seem minor. Collectively, they can be devastating. Section 8. The cost of waiting. Many people postpone investing because they want to feel safe. They leave money sitting in savings accounts for years. Sometimes decades. But time is expensive. Every year your money fails to outpace inflation is a year of lost purchasing power. And because of compounding, those losses accumulate. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to recover. This is one reason financial education is so important. The earlier people understand inflation, the earlier they can make informed decisions. And the earlier they start, the more powerful compounding becomes. Section 9. What the wealthy do differently. One of the biggest differences between wealthy individuals and average savers is how they view money. The average person asks, "Where can I store my money?" The wealthy often ask, "Where can my money work?" That's a completely different mindset. Instead of focusing solely on preservation, they focus on growth. They look for assets that have the potential to outpace inflation. Businesses, stocks, real estate, certain bonds, and other investments. Not because they're reckless, but because they understand the danger of leaving large amounts of wealth idle. They know inflation never sleeps, and therefore their money can't afford to sleep either. Section 10. The real purpose of a savings account. At this point, you might think I'm saying savings accounts are useless. Not at all. Savings accounts have an important role, but that role is often misunderstood. A savings account is a tool for liquidity, not long-term wealth creation. It's an emergency fund, a safety net, a place for short-term cash needs. It's not necessarily the best place for money you hope will grow significantly over decades. Understanding this distinction can transform your financial life. Because once you stop expecting a savings account to build wealth, you can start exploring tools designed for growth. Section 11. The power of compounding. Albert Einstein supposedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said it or not, the principle remains powerful. Compounding occurs when returns generate additional returns. Over time, growth accelerates. Small gains become larger gains. Large gains become enormous gains. But compounding works both ways. Positive compounding builds wealth. Negative compounding destroys it. Inflation compounds too. Every year of lost purchasing power creates additional losses in future years. That's why understanding inflation isn't optional. It's essential. Section 12. Protecting your future. Financial security isn't about avoiding all risk. It's about understanding risk. Many people fear investment risk while ignoring inflation risk. Yet inflation risk can be just as dangerous. Perhaps even more dangerous because it's invisible. The key is balance. Keep emergency funds accessible. Maintain liquidity. But also learn about assets capable of generating long-term growth. The goal isn't to chase get-rich-quick schemes. The goal is preserving and increasing purchasing power over time. That's how wealth is truly built. Conclusion. Your savings account is not your enemy. But it may not be your friend in the way you think. It keeps money safe. It provides convenience. It offers liquidity. But if inflation consistently exceeds the interest you earn, your purchasing power shrinks. And that's the hidden truth many people never discover. The biggest threat to wealth isn't always losing money. Sometimes it's standing still while prices move forward. The next time you look at your savings account balance, don't just ask, "How much money do I have?" Ask a more powerful question. How much can this money actually buy? Because true wealth isn't measured by the numbers in your account. It's measured by the purchasing power those numbers represent. And once you understand that difference, you begin thinking like financially educated people think. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to Financial Education TV, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and continue investing in your financial knowledge. Because the more you understand money, the better your money can work for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.